Hey guys, my name is Frank, this is Pogvlog, and today I'm going to be playing some Minute Quest. So, Minute Quest is basically just an idle RPG. You start out, you're talking to this king guy, you're like a warrior, and basically you've just got to go keep calm and slay beasts. This guy will say a couple different things to you, kind of a humorous game. So, let me just get into it. I'm going to try to play through just up until the first boss. There aren't really levels in this game, but there are little sections that you have to travel through. And at the end of each section, there's a boss. So I'm going to try to get through this section and fight this boss. And on the way, I'm going to explain the things you come across. For instance, this little weapon shop. So in the weapon shop, what you can do is you can buy weapons. I mean, big surprise, right? But you can buy weapons. Right now, I have a pretty good weapon. I'm going to buy this dice. I guess you would say buy a die, I guess. But anyway, buying a dice, apparently. So, but I'm going to go back to my longsword. I'm going to equip that. Go for my longsword. Go back out. So basically, you have a weapon shop. You equip some weapons there. You can also change things out like your pet. As you progress through the game, you kill these little weird monster dudes, and from time to time, you'll actually catch one, which is pretty cool. Right here, this little turd in this toilet, this guy right here, will switch out, just give you like a random choice of pet from a group of pets you already have, and he kind of gives you like a best fit kind of deal. He's not going to give you a really weak pet. He'll give you one of the stronger pets, but I already had one of the stronger pets equipped, so moving right along, moving on. We got a ways to go. I believe the first boss is somewhere around 20, what is this distance measured in kilometers? Yep, I'm at 0.8 kilometers. It's not 20, it's 2.2.0 is what it is. Here we have a armor shop. So you go in here, you buy yourself some armor. I already have a pretty decent, I have this armor equipped, the dragon armor, but, oh, I can't click on it. But as you can see, you can get some different kinds of armor. This game goes on for a really, really long time. And there's tons of different armors and stuff that you can equip, different weapons you can equip. So it's really kind of cool. You can customize your character and just revel in all the RPG-ness of the game. Like, you got tons of stats to look at. You got tons of equipment to go over. This little house right here, if you come across a little house, has this little girl in it. I believe she will heal you. I'm not sure. I can't recall if you have to pay money or not for her to heal you. I believe you do, though. But if you're out in the field and you need some health, you go to one of those little houses, and she'll give you some health for a fee, I believe. There's another weapon shop. I'm not going to go in there. I already have a pretty decent weapon. After I die here in a little while, I'm going to go back to the castle and show you guys some stuff. Like the different weapons, different armors, different pets. Right now, I'm actually in the boss realm, I guess. That's kind of why the background changed. So they usually have like 4 or 5 different stages before you get to the final boss in the boss realm. Here we go. We're going to fight some giant cannabis, I believe is the name of this boss. So a technique that I learned, which is pretty obvious but frustrating if you don't know it off the top of your head, is you can just tap really fast and beat the crap out of the boss. Kind of gives you an artificial sense of strength, because you can progress farther than you would just by holding your finger down on the screen to progress to the right here. Oh, by the way, I also just captured that cannabis monster. So if I go into the pet proposal building, at some point this guy should best fit me with that cannabis guy. Unless this dragon thing that I have is already better than him, which very well may be possible. Anyway, eventually I'll die, and I'll have to go back to the castle. I'm actually going to try to die intentionally. That might not be possible. I might just be so good already that I can't die yet. So I'm just going to keep on going until I meet some enemies that actually kill me. It might be a little while. I guess I could have went in the armor shop and bought some crappy armor to die more quickly. kind of just interested in getting back to the castle so I could show you guys some of the equipment and how to equip things, how to change out pets and whatnot, how to create an armor set, because you could actually set up different outfits and stuff. You can match your weapon and your armor and your pet to get kind of sort of like a different loadout. Kind of using some Call of Duty lingo here, but you can get like almost a different loadout in that you can get armor, a pet, and a weapon that does a specific type of damage. For instance, you could have a fire sword, and that sword would do fire damage. And if you're fighting a particular boss or a particular set of enemies that is weak to fire, you would want to use that loadout, or you would want to use that set of armor, weapons, and pets. So there's a little bit of strategy, but really all this game comes down to is just holding your finger on this right side of the screen here to move right. So now I'm going to return to the castle. I don't know if you noticed earlier on, but this tunnel button wasn't here before. Once you defeat the first boss, it opens up that tunnel option. It's kind of like a quick jump, sort of. I'll show you that in a little bit. Pay up. If you go out and you defeat monsters, the king here will give you coinage in gratitude. Oh my gosh, it's a lot of coins. Eventually, he'll start throwing poop at you, and that's, you know... Obviously, I didn't defeat too many monsters, so... Before we go into the tunnel, I'm going to show you a couple different things. Here, you can change out your weapon. So, I have a couple different weapons. I'm going to stick with the... Actually, I'm going to go for the halberd. We're going to go for that. Hit OK. Going to go to my pet. I'm going to go over here to... Actually, I believe it's... Ooh, let me go over here. Find this boss that I just defeated. He should be in here somewhere. Cannabis. There we go. So you could actually get the bosses you defeat as pets, and that's pretty cool. I think you always get the boss. If you defeat the boss, you always get him as a pet. And here we've got some armor. We could change out our armor just to change out our look. And as you can see, there are tons of open slots to get new armors. So I'm going to go back and equip that dragon armor because that was actually pretty good. Pretty good for the first couple stages. I mean, you could sink so much time into this game that it's unreal. Let's go to a set. Here you could actually set things up. So if I go to set 1 and I load that set, I can go to... I can equip a knife, go back to my set. Oh, no, apparently not. Well, anyway, using the sets feature, I haven't played this game in a while, but using the sets feature, you can actually get different sets set up, and then when you need... Actually, I should be able to save this. Okay, so now if I go here to sets, and I go to set 2, I can load that, and now I'll be this guy. I'll have the hero armor and the longsword equipped. If I go to set and I go to set 1, and I load that set, I will have the sword equipped, and you can basically just change... Like, I can give myself a pet. Okay, go to set 1 and save. And now my set 1, I'll have a dagger and I'll have that gargoyle pet. So it's kind of handy if you have a couple different sets of armor, weapons, and pets that you want to save and just use at different times. In case you encounter a boss who has specific weaknesses, you can come back and change to your setup to, you know, best fit that boss's weaknesses. Right now, I'm just going to go for a random combo. That looks pretty... that looks pretty good to me. I'm going to fight with a giant radish or whatever the heck that is. So now I'm going to enter the tunnel. Actually, I'm going to go out. No, I'm not. I'm going to enter. I'm going to go back in here, and I'm going to enter the tunnel. For some reason, I thought you could enter the tunnel from the overworld, but I don't think you can. So the great thing about the tunnel is if you notice, I'm already 0.6 kilometers in. When you traverse one stage in the tunnel, it is 3 times faster than traversing the overworld. So you can get really far really quick in the tunnel. I haven't played long enough to discover if there is a deeper tunnel or not, but I've gotten to, I don't know how many hours I sunk into this. The first time I played through this game, I must have played for probably like 200 hours or something unreal like that. And when I saw how many hours I played, I just deleted it because I was like, that's ridiculous. But the fact remains, this is still a really fun game that is extremely addictive. So I kind of had to put it out there for everybody to see. So it has a ton of downloads. It's not like it doesn't have publicity. It's not like it's a unknown game by any stretch. But I figured I'd add it to my list of games to review because it's pretty good. So anyway, this is Minute Quest. You can play it in a minute, but usually you'll be playing it for much longer than that just because of the nature of the addictive nature of the game. So I hope you guys enjoyed the content. I'm going to put a link to the download on the Play Store in the description of the video. So if you guys did like the content, like the video, subscribe to the channel. It's Pog Vlog, and have a good one.